Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to throw together a little cover for a simple journal that I'm going to do. Remember I talked about doing two that were spider. Well, the spider may be sort of spider witch right now. I have more witch little ephemera pieces than I do spider. So it's going to be a combination of the two. I'm going to have two scarecrow and then three skeleton. And those are the simple journals. As you can see, let me pull one out here. Now, here's one that is the skeleton graveyard situation. So I had gotten this piece of rice paper and I kind of just wrapped it on a piece of cardstock kind of paper, and then I made a pocket. So that's what I call a simple journal. And then I'll take these extra pieces. These are stampings that I had done. We did some of those the other day, remember? With big skeleton heads and stuff. And then I've got some little ephemera pieces I've fussy cut out. Some of these are the pages that'll go inside. So that's kind of what I do. And then I will take, and like with today's two journals, I needed to get outside and do some dyeing. So I went out the other day, which was really, really hot, where I could just lay it in the grass. And this turned out a whole lot lighter than I thought it would be, but it was tea dye, what was left in a bottle of tea dye where I couldn't spray it anymore. And then I had a little bit of walnut stain, and then something else I put in there, but I had so much water I think it washed it out. And then as I saw that it was coming out very pale, I went and I sprayed it with some let me see, with these two, scattered straw and wild honey. So I just got in there and kind of sprayed it with those two, kind of really far up, like 2 feet away maybe. And I was just spraying it on the grass, like back and forth, back and forth. And because these were still kind of wet, it did real well. Plus, whatever I had left over in the bath part, I will take out and I'll take handfuls of it and just flick it. Just flick it. And I don't know where in the world these blue tones are coming from, unless they were from the walnut stain, because sometimes when it breaks down, it gives you some odd colors. So I thought, well, that's kind of pretty because it looks like the sky is blended in. But they were supposed to be sort of yellows, pale yellows. I didn't want it white. And as you can see, the blue streak through here, real pretty. Some of them got more of the yellow. You can see where it puddled a little bit. I was letting it dry as much as I could, but I didn't want to let it dry too much in a puddle. That's what happened here, because it sometimes will work through the paper. It'll go right through the paper. And as you can see on the back, it's a little bit of a paler image. This was one from my last dyeing session long ago, and I had a little bit of a red of some sort up there. Look at this one. And it's got like a pink around the blue. It's so odd. It's just odd the way these always turn out. You never know. Now this one's nice and yellow, has a lot of the color that came out. This one as well. So I'll take probably 15 pages of the best ones I've got in here, because I don't even know how many I did. I just did a big pile of them. And I will pick those out to be what goes in the journal. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of fancying with the pages. I got a little bit of stenciling I'm going to do and a few other things. So I don't know if we're going to do that all in a different session altogether, or if I'll even do that on a video. So you have to let me know if you want to see me piddle up those pages and make them more interesting. I've got a few things over here that's going to go on the pages. That was a bunch of fussy cuts I got from a digital. And there are some images from a digital. And I just went through everything and divided it up into 7. Like that was that Tracy Fox digital. This is going for the Scarecrow. So wasn't he the one that went for a heart? Or was he the one that went for a brain? I can't remember in The Wizard of Oz which one that was. Y'all let me know down in the comments. I got it going the wrong way or something. Okay, so today we're working with the Scarecrow, CMS 451. So I have all these great images. This bat one goes over here, and I've got it ready to go. The moon, I took a mica spray. Well, I took those two that I showed you, the scattered straw and a little bit of the wild honey, and I sprayed it on this scrap piece of paper that I had, and then I watered it down. And then it wasn't really giving me moon, so I went in with some of this sunshine mica spray that gave me some color. So, and then that's where the moon come in. That's him right there. So he's going up at the top of the picture. The Scarecrow now, I went ahead. Now with this one, I heat embossed him. That's why he's shiny, and he's a little thicker. He's more bold too. So it depends on what you want to do. Oh, did I thank you for coming to visit? Thank you for coming to visit with me. See what I was going to show you today. So yeah, I've got two versions of this. I've got a finished copy over here that I'm going to show you at the end, and we'll compare the two. But they're going to be basically the same, except for this one kind of difference. But what I did for this one, I just went in there, stamped it with the Scarecrow, put some black embossing powder on it, and heat embossed it. But I didn't want to do both of them like that because it always kind of rolls or bends your edge a little bit. Once it dried out, it didn't do it as badly, but it always makes a little bit of warping to the actual image or the paper. So I didn't want to test that too hardly, you know. I didn't want to let it have its way, and I didn't have no way of coming back from that. So then I took each one of my individual little corn stalks, and I kind of went in here. Now with this one, I put like a piece of paper down at the bottom and got the bottom part where it looks like it's coming in from below us. So you had sort of a peripheral thing. I also went and I took my little Brutus Monroe masking paper here, took me a brand new sheet, and cut me out a Scarecrow. I stamped him as well, and you can peel off the little paper off the back so he's nice and sticky, and he sticks right over top of that. So when I go in here with my cornstalk, I can put it in wherever I want to. Like that one went in right there. This one went in right here. That one went in right there. So as you can see, it kind of goes in like that, and you just don't have to worry about him because all that overlaying hits this and doesn't mess it up at all. So I do have a little bit of work to get in here and do if I wanted to be picky, because this was built up a little bit more than the actual, and see, it might be a little too dark. So I'm just going to kind of stipple it a little bit to kind of keep it against him where there's not a gap. Like, kind of like that. Yeah. I didn't have too much to correct. That was about all. But that's how you can correct that kind of thing. All right. So I've shown you that part. We have also a little bit of a burlap. I rubbed everybody out of the way there. Okay. We have a little bit of a burlap. What did I do with it? Oh, it's under here too. Okay. So since this is a Scarecrow, you know, his head is always made out of burlap. So I thought this would be the perfect one. THS007 to kind of put in as a background. Now this one was a different, this is from that Tattered and Torn pack from Hobby Lobby. And it already had sort of a grid design on it, so you didn't notice the burlap as much. Now on the other one, you notice it because it's a crackle design. The other thing that I pulled in, and I didn't do this till the last minute after I did the other one, was I pulled in this little spider web. And this is one of those Halloween stamps and stencil sets from Mr. Tim Holtz, THMM147. And that little spider web, I use it a lot. I use him more than I use anything in here. I think I may have used the skull and crossbones and the little spider. But everything else, I think I got a die cut or something that does a whole lot better for me. So, what we want to do is now, I gotta look at my other one over here. We gotta lay out the moon. And he's gonna go like right up here. I kind of wanted that stencil in behind it. And I don't have to put the bats on until the very end, so we don't have to worry about that. But I might want to get it out of that glare spot. So how is everybody today? Oh, I just went back and took me a nice bath. So I got a big wet head. And this is a little cutout from a little tag that somebody sent me in Happy Mail. But the spider, I needed something else up here in the corner. So I really needed that to work for me. Okay, so we are going to put our moon on. And see, he was going to be really kind of washed out. And then when I put that mic on there, that's what set it to where it really stands out now. I think I'm putting that about right there. And if you don't like all of that mica, you can kind of rub at it and get it off of there. That I actually had to, it wouldn't spray anymore, so I actually took the lid off and poured it on there. And oh boy, did it go on there. Okay, our net, oh, wait a minute. I've got something that's supposed to be up underneath of here. Now watch, I'm probably going to have it all messed up now. Okay, no, it's not too bad. I can put that back down. I'm still working on this crowded attic. This crowded attic I got ages ago, y'all. I don't even know what the date is on it. Do I have a date? I can't even see. 2011. There we go. 2011. All right, I like 9. Let's take a 9. So I'm trying to get in here and use up all of this stuff. Now, this is already kind of aged up a bit, so we don't have to worry about that. But I wanted it to tuck underneath the moon. Just about like that. Yeah. And then we're going to get back in here and re-glue the moon that I ripped up. I always forget something. So, you know, don't kick yourself in the teeth if you if you forget something. You just make do. You re-evaluate, see if you can still pull it up. That's why I like Barely Arch glue, and I just got me some more. Yeah, because I love it. All right, Beetlejuice. I like the Beetlejuice. Now I'm going to take a little bit of what I got left of Vintage Photo here and kind of rub it around the side. It had like a little jiggy, jaggy edge on it. I didn't want to go in and out that many times. Or you could take some scissors and do it, but I just didn't worry about it. All right, and then I do want to do a little bit of prep work here with more Vintage Photo and go around the Condemned. That's going to be on the inside front pocket. Though I'm still debating if I'm going to put anything else on the pocket, like a base paper or something. So I've got to look around and see if I got anything that makes me happy. Anything that's lying around here, because that's what I always like to do. Now the Halloween night goes on the front as well. And I always try to go around the outside, roll onto the corners really nicely. And then it doesn't have to be uniform in depth how it goes on. It's better. Now see how it doesn't have anything on the inside except for that dot that was already there. So I'll go in there a little bit. Oh, that was a really nice dark one. So it gives it like a, see, it makes it even more aged when you get in there with a little bit of extra. Okay. Oh, I need it on the Halloween. That goes on the inside as well. It's got a little bit of a white edge, and that's why I'm going around with a little bit more, because I did cut this to the line it was showing. Okay. So I think these three are on the inside. These are going to be on my cover. So what goes down first? Beetlejuice, I believe, is going down first. And then I also got in here with some little curator pieces, so we'll have to pull that over. I thought this might be just a little fun session to play with some collaging. That's about what this is. You're taking a little bit of this, a little bit of that, whatever you got laying around. And the other one has a really cool oval type of a label, and I didn't have that, but I do have poison apples. And what do you know? Don't apples go with scarecrows? I know we always bob for apples. We used to have a little Halloween thing done at our elementary school, and all the kids would go in and we would have the bobbing for apples. Now, I don't know that I want to glue this top down. The other one I put over top, but this one I may want to go underneath because I love that rounded arch look going on there. So we're just going, and you can see this is the back side, or this is the front side of an ugly piece of paper that I just couldn't live with. Okay, now I got to go all the way over to where I'm almost to the edge on this side. Yeah, okay. Is that straight? You always make sure you're straight before you start pushing down. You can hold it up. That looks like it might be just a little wonky. Did I fix it enough? I think that's enough to be okay, because we're going to have more on here. Like the spider, for one. He's going to go up here, coming off of his web. I'm also going to extend out from that web as well. Why don't we just do that while we're talking about it? Get my little clear ruler that I've had forever, because it was clear, now it's yellowed. I've had it for a long time. And this is just an 01 micron pen. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of make this go over at an angle like that. And I think I must have stamped this one at a little different angle than I did the other one. Alright. Yeah, it doesn't take much. I think I've got one on here that I usually leave. I think it's this next one that I make like a little curl. Like that. I think you don't have to always. It could be a piece that's broken, you know. Let me stick that up there. Alright, where's the spider? Okay, yeah, because the rest of his web is going to be hidden. So he will go here. I do want to look first. This is on the inside. My crow goes down here. So I have to look in my little curator container here. And we're going to see which ones might go. This one's got green on it. I don't really have green on the front, but it's got red. And see, there's a little bit in that apple. I do have Norfolk. I like these little skinny ones. It kind of has the same colors as what's in there. So let's go ahead and put him down. And then I always want to do different sizes. See, this is a little skinny rectangle. And then I think I had sort of a round one that I liked to go over top of that. Like this little class 10 would be perfect. Oh, I got one with red on it right there. I wonder if that might go. And then I did have a yellow one, but I think I used two of them on the other one. So I don't know if I'll have a red one for this one. Okay, do the class 10. So we're going to hold that one and see. I do have a yellow square one, but I don't want it to be, oof, it really blends in, doesn't it? Here's another one in a different color. But it's too samey. Don't need 12 and 31. That wouldn't look good. There's a big red one. No. I also need another little skinny one too. Oh, here's another skinny one. To go up here next to the not the butterfly, the spider. Oh. Alright, so I'm going to stick him right here. I think that's where I have him on the other one. So we're going to go ahead and do the spider, get him down, and then get back in. Whew. Got a lot of legs. Whoops. I've seen on some of these little tag cards that somebody gave me, some of those spiders have like 10 legs, or it has toes and all kinds of weird stuff. Alright, so this is why I wanted that to be underneath, so it would be out of the way. The other one I was able to work it in, even though I'd already put the spider down. You know me, I gotta do something after the fact. Alright, I like this diatoma, or whatever that word is. Or do I like that one better? That reminds me of some baseball team, so not as crazy about that one. I had to get me some more of these because I love them. I think I'm going with this one. I like the bit of light because you got the little bit of light that's in the Beetlejuice tag. And you got a little bit of a greeny kind of color up there. So, and then you always want to touch. Either touch or lay them right on top of each other. Okay, I'll put that over there and get that out of the way. Alright, now, at this point, I can go ahead and do my bats because I've got everything down. So, we're going to get in here with some of the VersaFine Onyx Black Pigment ink. I already stuck my finger in it. As you can see, so always watch out before you get near your paper again. Oh, so these little bats I'm putting like right there. They're going over the moon, over the Beetlejuice. Now I might have to get back in here like I did with the Scarecrow and match up. Yeah, just a little bit. Because sometimes it does not go over that fold. So I just kind of get in here with a little bit of this pen and try to make it look like it's complete. There we go. Alright, now we still have the birds. Let's get Mr. Crow in here. And I gotta figure out what I want for my inside. That's the only thing I think I haven't really done yet. Now he looks like the way his feet are that he could be on a branch, but I didn't worry about a branch with this one. I figured he's down here on the ground, in the foreground, because he's much bigger, you can see, than the crow on his head. So he's looking around for some corn kernels. We were noticing some corn we went by the other day. It hadn't been harvested, and it's not got any corn on it. So I don't know if it's what they consider feeder corn, where they're just eating the green part, or how that's supposed to work. Alright, let me see if I need to stamp off a little bit of this. Alright, so that'll work. I might leave that on there. I may have something else I want to stamp with that. We'll see. Alright, now there can be some inking around the outside edges as well. I think I inked a little bit of this Vintage Photo oxide to give it a little bit of a, and go in a little bit. Don't keep it all just on the edge. And when I fold these pockets up, I will come back and go in and do that bottom side. I think I still need to do it with the other one, so we'll do it with that one. All right. Yeah. Now some of these don't always work the way you want them to. Like, it's a little bit of a wrinkle I can see there, but that's okay. It'll just have to do. Now, I'm not going to decorate the inside. This is going to be a quick video. I need to turn the fan on. It's hot in here. But I'm going to finish off with the other one, and then I'll show you the inside. Now, here's what I have for this one. Now, what I would probably still need to do here for this one is to go across either with this drink and be scary. I think it's eat, drink, and be scary with a few bats along this top edge. Just so it's noticeable, I think is what that's too big. I thought I had a black one with some witch stuff on it, so maybe I didn't use that because it said witches. But what will happen here is this will just open up. You have the inside, and then you fold this up right there. I scored it at 3 inches. I always do. Now, you always want to check and make sure that your piece in here is not too close to the center. Like that one, I may get in there and cut it down just a little bit more because that's a little too close. Now then you can get back in here and finish the inking on the outside edges. Like that one, I must have cut it really wrong because this is too close to the spine part. So yeah, now I can get in here. This is the one we just did, wasn't it? Okay. This one I really like because of that tablet, but we're going to get in here with a little bit of the vintage photo and do the bottom here. Of course, this is supposed to be dirt, so you can scuff it up all nice, but see how this, it's a crackle finish, and I loved it, but it's the only one I had. I had some, it gives you about 3 or 4 in that pack for tattered and worn. I have that wrong. Now, since he's a scarecrow, and I want to make him look like he's really based on the ground there, and this crow as well, I'm going to put a little bit extra coloring right there. Now, let's compare. So this one, I hope my hair's not hanging in the way. That one, I really went in with the color, with the ink to base him, and see the other one I didn't, and see what a difference it makes. So yeah, you can do a lot with your ink to really help put depth in your papers and images and stuff like that. But yeah, check this out. There was one of those yellows. I used another one inside. Beetlejuice got a little covered up, but that's okay. And so then we go inside, and I was just using some scrap that I had to put underneath of these 2 images. Because, of course, you're going to put a tag in there. But this is where the Condemned, the Halloween, one of these little guys goes, and maybe another one of my curator's images. And I was just cutting these strips of this leftover, it's almost like a magazine, but somebody had sent it to me. It was just their little leftover pieces from something they did, like here. I think Chestita sent these to me. So see, she just had these, like, it's a 2-way. It's the exact same image, just reversed on the other side. It's real cool. But had a lot of orange and blacks, and I thought that'd be perfect. So that's what I did here. And then I just put like a beware, some more of these little things. That one's got pure dried beetles, and I kind of kicked myself because that could have went with Beetlejuice, and that's okay. But yeah, I went and I inked around these with the vintage photo real nicely, and just got them real nice and dark like I did the front piece. And then you go in a little bit to give it a little bit more coloring. And then if you use this edge right here, these are those rounded ones, you get a little deeper color. So you could get a lot of variation there. And maybe it needs a little bit of that over here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's for the other one. But this is just what I use for a base. Now, I use that eat, drink, and be scary. Go across there just to give it something. And to use up some of that washi, too. But I have a whole bunch of these. I've got, I don't know how many die cuts I'm actually going to use. I've got some ghosts and the little graveyard image you've seen me use. I've got a few other stencils. Let me pull them over here. I've got a few other stencils that I'm going to use for the inside pieces. I like this one because it's got lost and found. It's got a 13 in it. And I don't know. I just kind of like the lost part there. Oh, and this one is called Industrial Layering. And it's THS051. I've got this one, which is Deco THS182. And I thought it looked like a plant. Oh, and another thing I was going to do for these guys. So you may want to see me do a little bit of playing around with the papers that are going into these. I'm going to do a few more stampings, too, of little weeds and flowers, you know, wildflowers and stuff like that, that might be out in the field. Like I got that great big die cut of that sunflower looking thing, that daisy. So I'm probably going to use that. Now this one is, the other year I used individual pieces and I got in here with some really wide washi and I taped off these different words and used them. But this time, I don't know if I'm going to do that or just do like an overall. And this is THS063, Halloween script. So those three are definitely going to be in these different journals. And a little bit of burlap may still be on this one too. All right. So, I hope you enjoyed this and got to see how I was layering these up and how I decorated them. And as you can see, how doing a little bit of inking really makes a difference, and how doing some stencils with ink is really different between one type of background and another, because this crackle one took the burlap so much better. I think this one is just kind of, it's an optical illusion with your eye because it's already a little square box. So anyway, thank you for coming to visit, for dropping by and seeing me. Now I got some of my goodies today from Simon Says Stamps, but I'm going to hold them off until I get my Stamperia stuff in, and then I'll do a little haul video. So you get to see all the goodies that I got. And I don't know if I'm going to be using any of those for any other journals I'm doing this year. I may save them so I have a big surprise for next year. Who knows? All right. Well, thank you. Everybody take care. Bye-bye.